Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman. Now I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sit Down. Now, before we get going, you might be asking yourself, Seaman, why is your face shaved? And as you see, it's starting to grow back, and it will continue to do so because I'm participating in No Shave November, and I got a nice little thing going on this year for it. And if you're wondering what I'm up to or how you can help me with my No Shave November quest, boom, go right there, man. A whole little video that'll tell you all about it. So yeah, if you're interested in helping out there, please do. And now let's talk about some movies, man. And this is a film that I was like intrigued right away because of the fact that Robert Pattinson is playing the Batman, and I'm a fan of Robert Pattinson. I was not in on the Twilight stuff, but when he started to do all these small little indie flicks, when it got announced that he was doing the Batman, I was like, oh, dude, he could totally do this because Robert Pattinson is really good. And the first film that kind of gets out there after that announcement was this one, and I was like, oh yes, black and white, Willem Dafoe, Robert Eggers. Robert Eggers. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll give you a shot. I love that guy. He's really good. But he terrified me like with The Witch in ways that I've only been able to ever watch it once. But I was like, I'm in. All of those things pulled me right in. And then the first trailer came out, and I was like, yeah, this is something I gotta go see. And this movie was marvelous. Now, while The Witch I could only see once because it scared me so bad. I saw it in a theater by myself, which was a mistake. Should not have done that. And I'll go back to it one day eventually. But unlike that, I saw this flick twice, man. Oh, it was so good and so enjoyable. I can't wait to chit chat with you about it. So why don't you pull up a chair, take a seat. We're getting ready to dive in spoiler free into The Lighthouse. And like I said, knowing that it was Pattinson, knowing that it was Dafoe, I was in immediately. And Robert Eggers, I went, ooh, like my dude knows how to make a movie. The Witch is, for my money, the best horror film I've ever seen. It scared me in ways where, like I said, I haven't been able to see it again because that scene when Anya Taylor-Joy is in like a room by herself, like a candle, and there's a voice. In the theater, it literally walked around me, and I was the only one in there. I was just like, nope, no, can't go back. And I promise you, Robert, I will watch it again because I want to talk about it here, and I want to refresh myself. But that was like the scariest thing I've ever seen, and I didn't want to be scared like that when you were talking about something with Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. And fortunately, the trailer let me know that it was gonna be an enjoyable trip down a terribly loss of mental abilities. Like the psychosis in this movie looked phenomenal right from the get-go. Like two lighthouse keepers who get stuck in a lighthouse by themselves, start to have cabin fever, and the things that you're going on, you're just like, yep. Like there's gonna be terrifying elements in there, but this looks enjoyable. And what Eggers does from a screenplay standpoint, along with his brother Max, is super impressive in so many elements, and it's what makes it enjoyable. One, the material just lends itself to character actors, which Willem Dafoe, one of the greatest of all time, and Robert Pattinson, for my money, one of the up and coming, character actors that's just phenomenal. So when you give actors like Dafoe and Pattinson really good material to chew on, oh, you're gonna get something that's special. And what's great about the material is it really does lend itself to the conversation of, movies where your main character loses their mind in things like, Taxi Cab or The Shining or Camp Fear. Like that kind of crazy. And the material's good enough to be in that kind of a conversation. But it's delivered in a way where you're not freaking out the whole time, man. Like Eggers blends the madness with legit terrifying material, both on paper and visually, but that also kind of blends into humor. Like there is legit humor in this movie start to finish. Like after, mild spoiler, after like Pattinson gets there and it's like, hi, welcome to the lighthouse, let's get you moved in. Like Defoe didn't actually do this. They brought it in afterwards because Defoe wasn't trying to actually like go that method. But like the shot is like him farting in Pattinson's face, and you're like, Well, fart humor, yes. There's a bunch of it. But the humor throughout, I mean, like there are moments where whichever character it is, Dafoe or Pattinson. But for me, there's a moment where Dafoe like gets so angry about something, and he starts like going into this monologue, like curse type speech. And it's terrifying, and then it becomes really, really funny, and then it goes back into being terrifying and creepy, and you're like, oh man, like good things are not coming. And the way the material is able to blend all of those things and go and move flawlessly in and out of stuff that scares you and makes you laugh, it just creates absolute entertainment for horror fans. And I think this is a film that should work for any fan, especially indie fans, because the technical delivery that Eggers does is something that we've known since, The Witch. This guy knows how to craft a film. He knows how to tell a story. And here, what I love the most about the content was that it was a movie out of time. Like, he shoots it in black and white, which is tremendous because the way he is able to use shadows so benefit him the whole movie. Like, you watch, because like I said, I saw it twice. You watch the movie just visually, the way he uses shadows makes your skin crawl or lets you know, like, oh no, bad things are coming. And the black and white really lends it to itself, but also lends itself to that out of time feeling of something that could have, like, come out of the like silent film era. The beginning of the film, you're sitting there and I'm like, this feels like a silent film. Are we, like, if it wasn't for trailers, I would have been like, are we gonna get words on the screen? And it feels like a movie that could have come out of that era. And then also shooting it square in like a 4x4 adds to that feeling. And then the content, the way they talk, these big monologues and speeches that either one of them has, feels like something that comes from that era, and it allows you to enjoy the movie so much. And then technically to deliver it that way, I mean, like I said, the way it's shot and directed and executed from a technical standpoint, and the sound production, oh man, dude, the sound production in this movie is so good, as is the score. But like the way they just leave you and wind you places. The one thing you might say about the content is, like, what was its purpose? What was it trying to do or say? And while the movie might not have a lot to lend itself in that department, it's just a journey, man. Like, it's a movie where you, like, kind of just strap in and you go on this, roller coaster of wonderful, like, character acting, and the story fits for what you're being told. And you get to the end of it and you're just like, if that movie was trying to make me laugh and freak out and just enjoy watching two character actors, like, crush, it executes itself perfectly. If you're looking for more than that, you maybe will be a little disappointed, but I wasn't. I was just looking for something that would allow Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe to just give you stuff that you could enjoy for hours. And that's exactly what it does. And those two deliver in such a big way. They're literally the whole movie. There's only one other physical actor in the film, and that is Valeria Caraman, who plays the mermaid that appears. And while the movie doesn't give you necessarily answers to, like, did what I watch actually happen, what was real, what wasn't, it doesn't. It leaves all of that up for interpretation. But it lets Dafoe and Pattinson, and that's where the mermaid comes in. Like, she might be real, she might not be real, depending on how you watch the movie. But outside of her, it's just Dafoe and Pattinson, and these two guys are unbelievable. Like I said, their monologues are, like, you're just, like, clinging to every word they say. And Dafoe, oh man, dude, like I said, that one speech where he's going from, like, cursing out, like, well, he just starts yelling at Pattinson, and you're kind of laughing at that. Then it goes into, like, this curse that he's trying to deliver to him, and you're like, oh my god. And then it kind of gets light and funny again, and next thing you know, they're dancing together, and you're just like, wow, everything that you're doing is just working. And the way Dafoe commands the screen as, like, the guy that's been here, and this is my lighthouse, you're just interested in everything that's going on with him. But then when you're watching it from Pattinson's viewpoint, you're like, why won't you let me do this, or what's really going on here, and what should be going on? And it's this thing, I think it's like a 4-week stint that Pattinson's on, and he doesn't drink alcohol at all. And you get through that 4 weeks, and then, like, a storm comes and they get trapped, and then they start drinking. And when they start drinking, man, the way Pattinson flips from the beginning of the movie to the middle of the movie to being completely psychotic by the end of the film, it's magical to watch. And, everything Dafoe is giving him to just play with, Pattinson throws it right back at him. And you just get, like, two forces just coming at each other and smashing and smashing and smashing. And every time they do, you're like, are they gonna kill each other, or are they gonna like make out with each other? There are moments like that through the whole film. And while you watch Pattinson and Dafoe lose their mind in this very cabin fever type thing, the way the movie is delivered and how you don't know what's real and not real, it makes your own mind go like, am I losing my mind? Why am I enjoying this so much? And then the end just leaves you with a like, yep, nope, yep, you got me, Eggers, again. Like, that was terrifying, man, and so enjoyable. And it's because it was wonderful content and two fantastic character actors just acting their asses off the whole film. So if you like actors who are acting and like really acting, this movie is for you. If you love horror and want to just enjoy a film, this is for you. You want to get creeped out, this is for you. You want to be able to laugh so that you're not creeped out the whole movie, this is totally for you, man. It's not The Witch in that way, man. There are light moments in this thing, and it makes it extremely enjoyable. And even if you're not a horror fan, I just think if you're a fan of film, this movie is wonderful because the technical execution, like I said, from the directing to the sound design to the score, it's marvelous. And then the performances are just to die for. If you were concerned about Robert Pattinson playing Batman, go see The Lighthouse, and no longer will you be concerned, because he can go to them dark places and he can pull you in every direction that he wants to. It is so good. And Willem Dafoe, I don't even need to say anything. It's Willem Dafoe playing a crazy lighthouse keeper with a beard. Give it to me, man. It's so good. So if you're interested in that, I highly recommend going to see The Lighthouse. If it's not your cup of tea, then, pass it and just know you're missing out on a really, really amazing piece of film. So that's everything the Seaman's got to say, man. Now I want to know what you're thinking. Is this something that you've seen or not seen? Or were you interested in it? If you did see it, how'd you feel, man? Like, did you feel like you lost your mind? Did you enjoy it? Was it just not what you were looking for? Even if the story or things about the movie didn't work, did you like the acting? What was Pattinson and Dafoe's moments? My own, like I said, that one that Dafoe delivers to Pattinson is fantastic. And then there's just so much for Pattinson to chew on, specifically the end of the movie. So let me know what you were liking the most or disliked about the movie. And if you haven't seen it, are you going to or not? Did I intrigue you? Do you want to go check it out now? I hope you do. But everything you're thinking goes down in the comments below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, you want to come hang out with the old C-Man, is that we're talking flicks anytime, all the time. Watching trailers and stuff. You can go hit that subscribe button and the little bell that follows so you get alerts, and know that subscription this month will help out the Prostate Cancer Foundation. So there you go, man. Do all that for me. I'll keep cranking on the content for you. And until next time, the old Seaman's Cinema Sit Down. I'm the Seaman, and I'm signing off. Well, you guys are still here? You must be looking for some more content. Well, don't worry, C-Man's got you covered, man. You got videos like this guy and this guy. And if you haven't yet, and you want to come check out all the C-Man goodies, join the Cinema Sit Down squad, man. Hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the little bell down below that, too, so you can get alerts every time I make new videos.